Hey y'all, Rinas here. Hope you're doing absolutely amazing. So it's the first day after Mother's Day, and I'd like to say Happy Mother's Day to all the amazing, wonderful mothers out there. I know for me, I've been blessed with an absolutely awesome mom, thebomb.com, and so I have to give her thanks, and I have to thank so many other moms who have done such a great job with their families. My wife and I, we ended up having the blessing of going out and playing ultimate frisbee with some friends of ours for Mother's Day, and we had a bunch of family show up out there for it. And it's cool, the lady that organized it, she's a grandma, and it's like, man, how cool is that? You got a grandma that's out there organizing ultimate frisbee and staying active and staying out in the fresh air. It's just a cool thing. So anyway, I know it's a side note, probably nothing that this channel is really ever about, but it should be something that we all respect all the good moms out there for. So now let's get back into what happened this week, the pros, the cons, and kind of go from there. I feel like this week I haven't had a ton to talk about. My biggest issue I've been looking at for myself, well, first of all, let's get into how I'm recognizing issues now. My mentor slash life coach, she suggested that I write down a few things every single day. So I've got a little calendar, and I just go through every single day and I write down the things that I was happy about throughout the day and the things that I wasn't happy about. And I have found it amazing that just writing things down creates far bigger change in my life than recognizing it. And I don't know why, and I'm not here to say it's going to work for everybody. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But I can tell you for a fact that writing things down at the end of the day helps change aspects of my life. Nothing else. Not like, oh, I'm going to really start focusing on changing things, just writing it down. And as soon as I start writing it down 2 or 3 times, I get frustrated. I'm like, okay, this is getting old writing it down. This is getting old that this is the same problem I have. And maybe it just helps me get more aware of it when it goes through my mental mind, my subconscious. It's like, yeah, that's frustrating. But when I actually see it over and over and over again, it really bothers me. And so there has been some aspects of my life I have really already changed in just a couple weeks of doing this, where I was just like, I mentioned one of them was Clash Royale. I play a game all the time, and I just finally got sick of it. I was like, wow, this is a bigger problem than even I saw. There's pretty much 2 things, I guess 3, now that I think about it. 3 things that I do when it comes to writing down. One of them is I'm part of a book club. Lopez has a book club where he hands out 2 books every single month, and then you don't have to read the whole entire book, but he goes over the different highlights and the things that they think the major points in the book. And then you get to write what the major points are and how they should apply to your life. And so I do that every single month. And then I also write down every single day somewhere between 3 and 5 things. I guess it's 3 to 6 things. So kind of 3 things good, 3 things bad, if I can come up with them, of what I did throughout the day. And I'm usually a lot more negative than I am positive, but again, it's odd. When I write things down, I typically find more positive than I see negative. And so imagine your mindset. If your mindset is more negative, like you recognize that one bad thing you did throughout the whole day, oh, bad, 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 bad. But then you go to bed, and as you're writing things down before you're going to bed on what you did good and what you did bad that day, you can only think of one bad thing, and you can easily find 3 good things. It creates more of an optimistic, positive mindset for you to go to bed on, instead of a frustrated, oh shoot, I'm a loser, I'm a failure, I really struggled today. And so that's been also encouraging. The final thing that I write down, oh shoot, I'm brain farting here. I was on it and I lost. It's every week. So every week, what I'm trying to do, and I'm going to actually start doing this with my wife, is every Sunday we want to write down 3 things or so that we want to get done through the week. And I learned this by listening to Tony Robbins, and I can't remember what he was talking about, what the speech was titled, but it was talking about how to get things done, how to be productive, how to organize your own life. And he talks about how you want to write what you need to get done down, but that's it. You don't want to write down time frames and all that stuff, and your brain will figure out how to get it done as long as you work on it. And so that's kind of what I've been working on. So those are just little steps that I've found that have been very effective for me that I didn't expect to be, and they have been very effective. So something I would recommend, suggest, try for yourself. If it works, awesome, and if it doesn't, don't. The biggest encouragement I have had for myself this week has been trading the stock market. Now, I've mentioned in many videos before that you should be pursuing your passion, what you care about. And I mean this sincerely. So maybe trading the stock market is not for you. Maybe you look at the stock market and you're like, I hate the stock market, you know, or whatever it is. It's not something that's natural for you. But maybe it's trading sports cards. Maybe it's flipping houses. Maybe it's something else. Like, I don't know what your passions are, what you're naturally gifted at. But whatever it is, you should start pursuing that. Because that's how you're going to be able to naturally make money much easier than anything you're doing. And so what I did is I started in the stock market. I believe it was like for $4,000, and which is a huge chunk of money for me, even still today, but definitely at that time it was a massive chunk. I mean, I think I had $30,000 in debt at the time when I put the money in the market. And $4,000 is like, how do you come up with this? But I knew I had been having success with fake money, and I wanted to start trying it with real. And so as the whole progression went, I got too cocky, lost a bunch of money, and then I ended up kind of eating humble pie and going from there. And now I am at the point where I've been having a tremendous amount of success in the stock market for the last month and a half, 2 months. I've just been crushing it. And now when I'm saying crushing it, I'm making 10% a week or less. So 10% in somewhere between 7 days and 1 day. And that's awesome. That's a good thing. But when I say crushing it, you have to also put that in comparison. If you're crushing it and you're making $50 off of 500, my definition of crushing it is not life-changing money. It's just a continual success, which is what I've been having. But what I'm trying to get at is the most important aspect of that whole thing is that my priority, my passion has changed. So what first got me into it was, okay, I want to be out of debt. I want to have a better life for my wife. I want to be out of it for my kids. I want to be able to get a massage whenever I want. I want to, you know, and you have all these different things and these whys that are absolutely so important that you have to get yourself motivated, because you're going to fail. You're going to struggle. Even if you're passionate about it, it's going to be a grind. It's going to be a hard time. And that's what you start with. And then as you work your way up, you start having success. And now I'm looking at it as, I'm going to be able to go on vacation wherever I want, whenever I want, and be able to make whatever money I want to make every year, even while I'm on vacation. I could be in France and making the same living I make working in my house. I could go on vacation and visit my family all over the United States, Arizona, Tennessee, North Dakota, Texas, California. Got family everywhere. And I could make the same living I'm making right now while I'm on vacation, taking an hour a day at the absolute most. But that doesn't happen. Excuse me, facial hair sometimes hurts when it gets ripped out of your face. That doesn't happen unless we have that why that gets us over that hump. You don't start there. You don't start making lots of money in the stock market. You don't start making lots of money gambling or whatever. Let's say you're playing poker for a living, because you can make a lot of money doing that. I've done it. I can testify to this. You don't start making lots of money by trading sports cards. It takes a grind. Maybe it's selling stuff on eBay. It takes mastering it. It takes figuring it out. There's that TED Talk that talks about how it takes about 20 hours of actually doing it before you start getting good enough that you're good. And then it takes even more time after that before you start feeling good or competent or confident or mastering it. And that's finally where I feel like I'm at. And this is just one style of trading out of 20 or 40 or 50 styles of trading that I know. So there's obviously lots more to learn. But my suggestion would be to find what you like, find what you love, and master it. Do it. And when you struggle, keep going. Figure out what that why is. Okay, I want more time with my family. I want whatever it is. I don't care how selfish that why is. Figure it out, because you need it. I lost about 90% of my portfolio right after Donald Trump got elected. And I had to figure out, why is it that I want to do this? What did I do wrong? And what is it that's going to keep me doing this? That's going to get me to where I'm at now. Since that time, I have nearly 8 times my money since Donald Trump was elected. Ponder that. I got wiped out 90%, and I have nearly 8 times my money since then. If I didn't have a strong why, if I didn't have a strong reason to get to where I was going, I would have easily quit. I've got living proof of that throughout my whole entire life. And that was the difference. It was the difference of knowing why. So for me, I now look at all the opportunity and how excited I am, how I can't wait to go see family, and how this now my passion is natural. I don't have to get up and go, oh, what's my why? I can naturally just get up and go, oh, I can't wait to trade the stock market because I'm crushing it, because I'm winning. And once you start winning, you want to continue to do it. But you have to have that why to get there. And so for me, that has been the biggest moment so far of this week, has been that transformation of it being all about that focus on why. I got to keep my nose at the grindstone. I got to keep pushing. I got to keep working hard. To now it's a natural passion that I can't wait to get up in the morning and make a trade on the stock market. I still have to push myself on whys on a lot of things. Oh, why do I keep studying? Why do I keep getting up at 5:30 in the morning when I could be sleeping? Things like that. But one of my most important things of creating wealth, creating money with my own money, not working for my own money, but having money work for me, that's already becoming a reality because my why was more important. And now my why hardly matters at all in that area. That is so cool to me. So my question I'm going to end with is just simple. What is either A, your why that keeps you so focused, or what was one of your first breakthroughs that became more important than your why, or helped you pursue your passion more than your why, like I just had? And maybe you're not there yet. Shoot, I wasn't there. I mean, I think this is really my first breakthrough I've had where it became more important than my why, or it became more of a habit than I needed to have my why to get going or get passionate about whatever I was doing. Either or, it's fine. Having a passionate why is important. What's your why? Or what is it now that you're doing or that you're having success with that you no longer need your why? Not that what you're doing as in what you're making money, but what is it that you're looking forward to, that you're going, oh, I'm going to be hanging out with family. I'm going to be going traveling the world. I'm going to be ... Because you can see it. You're seeing light at the end of the tunnel. All right, guys, that's all I've got. Looking forward to the comments. Let me know what's going on in your life. Peace out. Sorry for the video being a tad long.